Lacy, what do you have to say for yourself?
She is the queen of the con game, confronted here by crime journalist Pat LaLama, chasing after the fresh-faced fraudster in a long game of cat and mouse.
Lacy, a lot of people are accusing you of ripping them off.
The mouse is Lacy Johnson, a.k.a. Lacy Hall, a.k.a. Lacy McAllister, a.k.a. Lacy Ann Marble, and she's trapped. Let's go back to where it began. Dorinda Gardner was a close family friend of the Johnsons. They asked her to act as Lacy's legal guardian if anything ever happened.
And I said, yes, I would, but I also laughingly said, don't let anything happen.
When Lacy's mom died of cancer, Dorinda stepped into the role. One day, Lacy shared devastating news.
She came to me and stating that she had untreatable cancer. At that point in time, it was lung cancer, which is what her mother passed from. A few months later, she told me it had metastasized to the brain. And the only thing that would counter it would be experimental treatments in Tijuana. I knew the family history. And so I just assumed it was true. I didn't have any reason not to believe it.
Then came the plea for money. Dorinda just couldn't refuse the young woman she considered to be her own daughter, even on her limited retirement income.
Ended up to be about $28,000.
Lacy reportedly promised to pay it all back. That promise would prove to be empty.
I called her and her cell phone was disconnected, and I think that's when reality hit.
Reality had not hit yet at Temple Beth Emmet in Burbank, California, where Rabbi Mark Harris Sobel prides himself on providing a warm, welcoming place of worship.
I watched Lacy grow up. I watched her older brother Morgan get bar mitzvah here at the temple.
When Lacy announced to the congregation that she had cancer, everyone embraced her just like they did her mom. Lacy claimed she had breast cancer, not lung cancer, and desperately needed gene therapy from the Mayo Clinic in New York, not Tijuana. The kind-hearted people at Temple Beth Emmet gave thousands, but there is one big problem. There is no Mayo Clinic in New York.
I Googled her name to find out if there was any posting, and that's when the website popped up about bring Lacy Johnson to justice.
On that site, scores of statements from people she allegedly scammed. Sob stories claiming she had various types of stage 4 cancer, and this fake charity asking for money for veterans.
She disguised herself as a victim herself, and people out of the goodness of heart should help her, and she's entitled to that help.
That includes the men in Lacy's life.
I'm always questioning whether the same thing could happen again.
Daniel Gurley met Lacy through an online dating service.
I thought it could develop into essentially marriage and the family.
Over time, Lacy tells Daniel she lost her mother, grandmother, uncle, and cat, and that her father was suffering from stage 4 colon cancer.
She did say that medical bills were starting to pile up. She was spending most of her time working to try and cover the cost, but it was just overwhelming for her. She had asked me for a total of $15,000. Just thinking about somebody having cancer, I wanted to help out however I could.
Luckily for Dan, he says he only gave her $1,200, but it was a lot worse for Clinton, who asked us to use his first name only.
Do you still love her?
No.
No?
No.
Because?
Because of what she's put me through.
Clinton was once engaged to Lacy. She used his name and social security number to open 3 credit cards without his knowledge and put him over $40,000 in debt.
Lacy comes across very nice, Miss Innocent.
Clinton testified that Lacy didn't want him to see the credit card statements that would show she racked up $42,000. He didn't learn Lacy was up to no good until a private investigator called, urging him to check out this website created by victims of Lacy's alleged scams.
What did you see?
There was a long list of basic information that she had been accused of.
The same website Daniel found on his own.
I just got on my computer, I Googled her first name and her date of birth, and I came across this website that detailed everything that she was accused of.
Lacy would eventually cut plea deals with the Los Angeles County District Attorney. and she was sentenced to just 180 days in county jail, 30 days of community service, 30 days of community labor, and an order to pay $127,000 of restitution, plus 5 years probation. As for Lacy's godmother, Dorinda, her gut-wrenching victim impact statement reveals a cruel irony. Lacy, now I have lung cancer, 8 tumors to be exact, not responsive to conventional treatment. The money you stole from me is no longer available to help me in my time of need. Profound words that will likely fall on deaf ears.